And we are back with yet another episode of R&R. It's Jamerson Ballard. I'm the host. What's happening, man? What's going on, man? It's it's the beginning of the week, which means it's the end of the weekend, and we off and running, man. Shout out to the Rank Gang. Shout out to the Capital Letter Club. Boy. yeah. So I don't know if y'all noticed, but I got some glasses now. And yes, they are prescription. Yeah. I had to finally admit that some things have changed. And it's not easy to come to that conclusion. You know, I've had perfect vision pretty much all my life, with the exception of like astigmatism. And I'm reading some directions on the pill bottle, and it's hard for me to admit that I was having problems seeing that little ass print, man. So we had to do something about it. So we did something, and yeah. But aside from all that, man, it's good to be here. Today's episode is entitled "The Epstein Island Boys," because man, before I get into all of that, because it's kind of a lot to get into, but not really. I don't know. I got a little more to get off my chest, man. Boy, we didn't had a difficult start to today, and it don't be like that all the time. But when it do be like that, to me, it's because I'm about to get blessed. What's going on? We about to take off and go to another level. But it don't always feel like that when you're going through it. But we finna get to it, man. What's up, everybody? Damn, how y'all doing, man? Shout out to the chat, man. Listen, I mean, there's a lot of shit trying to stop motherfuckers from doing what the fuck they doing right now. And so it gotta mean something good is about to happen. If you going through some shit because you trying some shit that ain't nobody else around you trying to do, shout out to you, man. Because sometimes it get worse before it get better. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the trolls too, bro. I appreciate y'all coming through here and hating and shit. But yeah. So anyway, back to the show topic, which is Epstein Island Boys, because on today's segment of Is That Right, we got some shit that needs to be discussed. It's quite a few things that I missed out on right after I did my show last Monday. I'm gonna talk about the elephant in the room first, fuck it, because y'all, I'm pretty sure y'all know, y'all heard about it. But what the fuck is Trump doing out there in Epstein Island with Bill Clinton? Now they saying that Bill Clinton is Bubba and that Trump. Okay, so listen, Jeffrey Epstein's brother, I guess, sent the email to Jeffrey Epstein and asked did Putin still had the pictures of Trump blowing Bubba. Now we know what blowing means, but you didn't know, I guess Bubba is supposedly Bill Clinton. And I didn't vote, but I mean, I felt like Trump was the best candidate out of the two between him and Kamala. And, I don't know. I never gave a fuck about nobody's sexuality per se, but I definitely didn't see that coming. And it's funny. I mean, today I had a rough day, but I'm pretty sure that when that came out, because Trump been ducking these Epstein files and trying to keep them under wraps for however long after he promised to get them to get released. And I think he finally decided to release them because his base was tripping. And it was like, what else? There ain't nothing else to hide. Shit, the shit about him sucking Bill's dick that came out. So he in. What's going on, y'all? Hey, the link is in the chat, man. For anybody that want to hop on and chime in, let's try to keep it respectful in the chat. But I mean, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing a lot of individuals in the chat right now, and that's interesting. But anyway, yeah, man, because I felt like I was shadow banned for a minute, and wasn't nobody really getting my lives when they come up as they coming up. But it look like that's changed, and congratulations to me. You feel me? Anyway, man, listen. That was just one of the things that came across my timeline over the week. You know what I'm saying? The other things that came across my timeline that tripped me out really was this lady in Chicago that got beat up by some kids trying to protect her daughter, I think, from these kids. And the kids did not give a fuck at all. And it's like, where in the fuck are we right now in the world? That, I mean, it's like, I understand though, if I was the kids and it's like your kid talking shit, and they thought that because the mama was there, that was gonna save them, that ain't gonna save you, fam. I mean, there used to be a time where, okay, oh yeah, your mama there, man, so we gonna give you a pass. But and a lot of backlash came because people was talking shit about the kids' parents and how the parents ain't shit because their kids is just doing whatever. And I'm inclined to agree. Overall, it's just not cool. But it ain't no safe place, man. Clearly, I don't know if y'all seen the video. I'm gonna show you the video because I thought it ain't funny, but it's like I thought it was irritating. I mean, entertaining a little bit because it was like, wow, bro. I mean, is that too real? Is that too real for your moms? I mean, if your mama came outside when motherfuckers was shooting, they ain't finna stop them from shooting. It's just, motherfuckers shooting at your mama's house if you live there and you was talking shit. I be lightweight blaming the parent when their kid ain't shit. Like, you put this ain't shit ass person, male or female, in the world, and they treating the world like how they could treat you, and you let them get away with it. And now they out here in the world doing shit, and you still trying to save them from their own self, but you can't. You know what I mean? You can't. Let me see. In Chicago, because I had it pulled up, and I guess it didn't. Atlanta, Chicago, beat by children, because that's what happened, and it was an eye opener, man. It was an eye opener.
For their safety, the city is.
Let's get to it. Let me see. I'm gonna share my screen right quick. Hold on. First, let me get the video pulled up on YouTube because I ain't got it queued up already. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second, man. I definitely want to talk about this. Some other stuff. There's some other grotesque things that happened in Chicago, no less. We're gonna get around to that too, but this is top tier bullshit, and it has to be. We have to get this out the way. So hold on, y'all. Let me share my screen right quick. Boom, 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 boom. Let me see. Here we go. Boom. All right. Let me start from the beginning right quick. And we go.
For safety, the city is working to relocate that family to another home. Tonight, the mayor addressing the attack that's drawn citywide condemnation.
Wow, it's just absolutely just gut-wrenching. It's appalling.
Mayor Brandon Johnson following a day of high emotion at this
I want to see the
facility
video.
school.
I just think that it's an outrage, and I just feel like we got to do better as parents, maybe a community, maybe as a school, and this could have been prevented.
The Monday afternoon attack happened down the street from Orville T. Bright Elementary. As a 33-year-old mother was walking home with her children, including her 9-year-old son, who relatives say has long been the victim of bullying. Video shared tens of thousands of times on Facebook shows a woman being punched before
There
the
it
assault
is.
turns even more violent. We blurred the faces of those involved because they're minors and no charges have been filed. We've frozen the video.
No. I don't want to see the blur. I want to see all of it.
Most difficult video that I've
Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. I got another one.
The suffering that.
Cause that ain't cool. I mean, you know, the blurs, you know, whatever. But we need to see the real. You understand me? The real. Because y'all, hey man, I mean, I don't know what kind of child or what was done, or if anything that could be done that could warrant such a backlash from children. But yeah, I mean, you know, you can't, as a child, you can't just go out here, as a person, period, you can't just go out here and do whatever and think because your parents here, you ain't finna get it now. That's dead. Them days is over with. Let's try this again. Let's try this one more time. All right, bet. Here we go.
It's hard to watch. Children circled a mother, then pinned her against a fence. Dragging the mother and her son to the ground, continuously beating them.
These children are going to have to live with this for the rest of their lives. And the children are our future, so it's not fair.
Police say it started when the 33-year-old mother, her young son, and daughter were walking near 106 and Bensley in the South Deering neighborhood. A group of kids then started chasing after them, calling them names and taunting them. Both the mother and son were beaten so badly they were taken to a hospital. Word of the attack spread quickly on social media, causing outrage among many parents. One day after the attack, demonstrators showed up at Orville T. Bright Elementary School after some posted on social media threatening to harm the children behind the attack. Several police officers showed up blocking the entrance of the school to protect kids inside. Shanice Davis lives in the neighborhood and says she recognizes the attackers.
This is not the first time the kids have done this. You know, just talk around the streets that these kids have pretty much been raising themselves and they have not been held accountable. They have vandalized cars. They have harassed adults and children.
To know and to find out even now that other families are affected by this. We're meeting families out here that their children been bullied and been beat on.
Chicago Police District Council member Joseph Williams was inside talking with the principal, the mother, and CPS administration.
Accountability is going to be key because if this has been going on, we need to make sure that principal be held accountable for her actions as well. This should have been documented. Parents should have been called to the school, and we got to make sure all around there is some type of accountability that's happening here.
I mean, that's one way of looking at it, man. You know, accountability is important. You know, these kids is raising themselves. They ain't got no home training, ain't no respect. You know what I mean? They I mean, you know, like I said, man, that's cold blooded. That's cold blooded. That's not cool. I need to stop. That's not funny. It's not funny. But it's like I said, I don't know what the kids just said. I don't know what the parents could have did. You know what I'm saying? They didn't finna reload the parents. They're relocating them because you know. But everywhere you go, you taking you with you. So if you start some shit and you know you tell your mama, they mad at me, they about to give me. Oh, it's okay, baby. I'm gonna come get you. You're gonna have to thug it out. You have to thug it out. You're gonna have to just chill out and not start shit with motherfuckers you can't finish it with. And it's just, what do you do? As a parent, you try to protect your kids and you can't because, you know, I'm gonna tell you right now, though, if them kids would have ran up on me, it would have been this probably not a popular opinion, but you would have got treated like an adult. And I'd have dared you to go get your daddy and bring him up here so we can look at it. Because you're not finna judge me. You're not finna beat me up. It would have been, boy, I probably would have went to jail. I probably would have definitely went to jail. And that ain't cool either, but you gonna learn. You will learn. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying, you know, like the lady probably needed to move, man. You know, it's violent up there. You know, and it don't necessarily gonna end with no, you know, them kids up there shooting too. They, you know, it ain't just, you know, no fist fights no more. So it probably wouldn't have been good if someone would have escalated further than that. But, you know, we just gonna go on to the next topic. I mean, the next story, because that's a lot, man. Whoo, shit. It's some more heinous shit going on out here though. Even more so than that. And I mean, I'm not sure if the motherfuckers is aware of it. But you know, it's underage drinking going on out in I don't know what state this is in, bro. They didn't arrested 249 people. Let's go into that right quick. Let's see what that's on, man. Because that sounds like that's got to be a record. That's got to be a record, bro. Let me see. Here we go. Let's look at this and see what's going on with this. Island boys. I wonder.
At almost 250.
Let me see.
A Tempe bar with a history of serving underage drinkers has been busted again for the same problem. In just one night, Tempe police tell us they arrested almost 250 people at Tempe Tavern in an underage drinking operation.
12 News journalist Chase Golightly is joining us live at Tempe Tavern now. And Chase, this is the second major bust within a year at this place.
Gribbin, Mark, that's right. And that first one was considered the largest underage drinking bust Tempe police has ever seen. That is, until last night. It happened again.
Tempe Tavern near Arizona State University packed beyond capacity with underage customers. On Thursday night, dozens of Tempe police officers swarmed the area and arrested 249 people for underage drinking and providing fake IDs. It's the largest underage drinking bust Tempe police has ever seen. The second largest bust, also at Tempe Tavern. That one happened not even a year ago. In April, police arrested 167 minors for the same thing, underage drinking and providing fake IDs. In this case, the State Department of Liquor Licenses and Control cited Tempe Tavern for accepting fake IDs, failing to protect the safety of patrons, and more, writing the high number of underage individuals and the acceptance of unauthorized identification indicate a significant failure by the establishment. Then you had another bust in February of this year, where 2 Tempe Tavern workers were arrested for serving booze to minors and accepting fake IDs. I called Tempe Tavern's owner to see if he wants to talk about this latest bust, but he didn't answer.
Of course you don't want to talk about it. Tempe Tavern is in Arizona, and I don't know. They just need the business. I mean, I couldn't imagine you needing the business. So, you're already on the radar for 160-some kids getting arrested. What are they doing? They ain't training their people on how to spot fake IDs. Either that or the security is they want underage women up in there because they, I don't know. It looks really bad. I'm surprised they're still in business, but let's continue.
So, Chase, after another major bust, a lot of people thought they'd lose their license the first time.
Yeah.
Is this the last straw? Do they lose their license now?
Mark, that really is the big question. I did contact the state liquor department right after the announcement was made, and they said that is a complicated process. They said right now they are waiting for Tempe PD to finish its investigation. From there, they will review the case. But with all that said, I was told that the state liquor department will really consider revoking Tempe Tavern's liquor license after everything that's happened here. So for right now, we'll just have to wait and see.
No, we don't. That shit need to be over with for them. But that happened. We got a couple of dudes that I mean, you know, let's I guess we could just stay in the minor space for a minute because it's some serious business for you parents out there, man, who might not be watching your kids properly, man. It's some things going out, and I think it's what is the name of this group? 764. Y'all heard of that shit? Have you heard of 764? Nah. I'm about to put you on right quick so you can see what the fuck this 764 shit is about. It's not cool. So book your seatbelts and we're gonna go on a journey to see how crazy this shit is getting out here. Apparently, it's a group that's taking advantage of like kids that are like on the spectrum, some of them, and it's a group called 764, and they're recruiting kids and having kids kill kids and rape kids and do things like breaking and self-mutilation, and I'll explain a little bit more as we go, but let's just check it out right quick so you can see what I'm talking about.
X-ray is really important. Now, warning tonight, every parent needs to hear. Listen to this. The FBI is tracking an increase in activity from a network called 764.
Really frightening. This is a network of online predators looking to exploit kids on the devices and the apps they're using the most, manipulating them into doing horrible things, acts of violence. And it is happening not just across the country, but particularly right here in the tri-states.
Yeah, and we've partnered with ABC News to report on this important warning. Investigative reporter Dan Kraft joins us now with more. And Dan, this is really alarming for parents.
Yeah, well, many people don't even know this is happening. The FBI says this is the #1 threat against children right now. Since we first reported on this issue back in May, the FBI has opened at least 100 additional investigations into violent extremists online, and a young man in New Jersey was arrested just last week. They're finding kids online, on gaming sites and social media, befriending them and then extorting them, making the child do things to harm themselves or others.
If your child is on social media, they're likely to be a target of this. Just that simple.
Matthew Kreiner is with the Institute for Countering Digital Extremism.
This activity is growing exponentially at times.
A 21-year-old man in New Jersey was arrested and charged last week on cyberstalking charges. Prosecutors say he used the internet to threaten a minor female and told her to cut herself. On 2 occasions, the minor female cut her arms after being threatened. A federal complaint shows he also wrote things like this: "There's not enough school shootings. Society must collapse to stop white genocide." And 764 is my favorite, honestly, because they go after minority kids. The defendant waived his right to a preliminary hearing on.
So they going after minority kids specifically. And tell them if you don't harm yourself or somebody else, they're gonna ruin your life, and you know what I mean. It's cold.
Friday. Why would someone want a child to do something like this?
It sounds terrible, but these individuals want control. They want power. They want to be able to say to their peers and to be able to rise in the ranks of these groups that they've made others do these terrible things to themselves.
Which is why we've decided not to publicly name those accused of the crime.
Everything they can do to raise their profile, whether it's harming other people or just getting mentions in media or a combination between the two, that's what they're after.
Probably one of our favorites.
ABC News anchor Juju Chang interviewed the parents of 13-year-old Jay Taylor, who died by suicide after authorities say a 764 member in Germany pushed him to take his own life.
Wow.
The man being prosecuted has denied the charges against him.
It's one thing to learn that your child died by suicide. It's another thing to learn that people were watching.
Right.
And egging him on.
Sickening.
The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children says this year alone, it's on track to receive nearly 2,000 reports of abuse tied to 764 or similar online networks, much of it starting on popular online platforms. The FBI director calls it modern-day terrorism in America.
By going after them online, causing self-mutilation, suicide, sexual abuse, and steering them in the wrong direction.
While online activity has picked up, so have the steps federal investigators say they're taking to find online extremists. What would be your #1 message for parents?
Have the difficult conversations now about what your child may or may not be exposed to online. It's very similar to the birds and the bees conversation. It's going to be painful. It's uncomfortable, but they need to hear it.
They need to hear it. The FBI says extremists typically threaten victims, saying they'll post where they live and information about their families if they do not cooperate with what they're saying online. That's why they say it's very important for parents to have open and honest conversations with their children about this.
And you also say that they catch them in compromising positions.
Yeah, one of the biggest offenses right now is child pornography. Threatening the child if they don't shoot this, they're going to post it, and then they end up posting it anyways.
It's
so crazy.
764, why that number?
764 is the first portion of the zip code in Texas where one of these cases originally started, and it kind of expanded globally from there.
I'm a parent, got 3 kids, 11, 7, 9 years old. I've talked to friends today. I've never heard of this 764. Why are we just now hearing about this?
Right. Well, it picked up a lot during the pandemic when a lot of kids were doing online learning and online everything, basically. And the extremists have gotten really good at manipulating them. And it's showing in the cases that we're seeing from the FBI.
Well, necessary reporting, Dan. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And so it's really.
Yeah, so they doing like digital terrorism, bro. Right here, you know, and they telling kids to hurt themselves. Said something about tell the girl like make the water red, like so she cut herself to the bathtub water she was in was red with her blood. You know what I mean? Like I said, they said something about, breaking. Breaking is, I guess, when they'll throw the brick. They'll have somebody throw a brick through and it'd be people in the group. Have somebody in the group come throw a brick through your window or something, and see if the person is gonna tell. And if they don't, then that's something. But if they do call the police, that's something else. And they, it's a wide range of bull crap that's going on in that. So I just want y'all to know to look out for that, man, because it's serious business. That's some real shit. When you a kid, you feel like everything is like way bigger than it is. Even as an adult, like today, today the day started out so rough. I ended up cussing somebody out that worked at Enterprise, and there's needless. I mean, I didn't cuss him out, but I made him. I called him a customer service agent, and I made it sound like a derogatory term, and they don't want to hear from me ever again. But I was frustrated today with the first part of our day, and that's, I can only imagine what it's like for a kid. And I know that that's not all it is to life work today. But for a kid, for you to threaten them and tell them that, you're going to show their parents where they live, or you're going to do, what I mean, if they don't cooperate with you, they feel like they got to do something, maybe to protect their people. And, y'all just need to kind of make sure y'all aware of that and have a conversation with your kid. Because these websites where these people are getting exposed to this kind of stuff they children websites like Roblox and all that. So y'all need to be aware of that and what's going on with that. But we're gonna keep it moving, man. It's another thing that happened, and this is some grown people. Well, we'll talk about that a little bit more too. There's a grown couple of dudes that was plotting to do a lot of murdering of the dudes out in Haiti. And they want to take the island over and just rape the women and the kids out there, man. Y'all heard about that shit? Well, if you haven't, here it go. We finna talk about it. I just had it. Oh, here we go. Island boys.
7 on the West Coast. My name is Josh Brett. So 11:37 on the East Coast and 8:37 on the West Coast. My name is Josh Breslow, and we've been following breaking news all throughout the morning, but we do have another developing story that we're keeping an eye on. This coming in moments ago from our Fox 4 Dallas team. And I do want to remind you and say here, viewer discretion is advised as some of the details are disturbing. Now, we're hearing that 2 North Texas men have been indicted for an alleged scheme to sail to a foreign island, murder all the men there, and enslave the women and children. Again, this information here coming from court documents, as they say the men planned and trained for nearly a year. That's according to legal documents, in an attempt, they say, to fulfill their, quote, rape fantasies. Gavin Rivers Weissenberg, 21 years old, of Allen, seen there on the left-hand side of your screen, and Tanner Christopher Thomas, 20 years old, have been indicted by a grand jury on counts of conspiracy to murder, maim, or kidnap in a foreign country and production of child pornography. The charges were given for the pair's extensive plans to travel to an island, which is part of the Republic of Haiti, to attempt a coup there. That's again, according to the documents. Weisenberg and Thomas reportedly prepared from August 2024 to July 2025 to execute their plans, in which they allegedly intended to buy a boat, sail to that island, kill every man on the island, overtake it by force, and take the women and children as slaves. The island there does have a population, we're told, of about 87,000 people. From July 2024 to May 2025, the suspects apparently took classes to prepare for the coup. On August.
That's crazy as hell. Now, these two should have been the weirdos of the week. I mean, they definitely should runners up for that. Because that's a year. They didn't set aside a year out their life to prepare for this massacre. I can't turn it up no more, dude. That's all I got, bro. I'm trying to, let me see. Maybe I can. Maybe I can. Yeah, I can actually.
August 5th of 2024, Weisenberg enrolled, we're told, at the North Texas Fire Academy in Rockwall. This was allegedly an effort to gain training and useful skills for their plot. I mentioned it a few times, viewer discretion advised, and all of this information coming in from court documents that were obtained by Fox 4 Dallas. On January 7th of 2025, we're told Thomas enlisted in the U.S. Air Force, and the documents say that he intended to use his military training for the planned overthrow of the island. We're also told that February 8th, Weisenberg actually failed out of fire training. On February 20th, Weisenberg bought tickets to Thailand, at least partially to enroll in a sailing course to prepare for getting to the island. The indictment says once he got to Thailand, he never enrolled due to the cost of that course. Then in March, Thomas managed to change his Air Force assignment from a base in Germany to one located over in Maryland. The indictment says this was both to stay in the U.S. to continue planning the coup and an attempt to recruit homeless people from the Washington, D.C. area to help. The suspects are accused of attempting to recruit others to help with the coup, both online and in person. Weisenberg.
So, wait a minute. These dudes, one of them was in the military? Wow.
And Thomas are also accused of coercing a minor to engage in sexual activity on camera. That was back in August of last year. Weisenberg arrested on July 3rd on his charges, but what we don't know is the arrest date for Thomas. Fox 4 Dallas reaching out to the attorneys listed for Weisenberg, but they have yet to respond. No legal representation found for Thomas at this point. Weisenberg and Thomas both face up to life in federal prison if they are convicted of conspiracy to commit murder in a foreign country. Again, this is being investigated by several agencies, including the FBI, the U.S. Air Force Office of Special Investigations, and police departments. The case being prosecuted by the Assistant U.S. Attorney. We will keep you updated here as we do get additional information. I do want to pop this up on your screen. This is actually a post just coming in from Fox 26 Houston saying that 2 North Texas men have been indicted for an alleged scheme to sail to a foreign island, murder all the men, and enslave the women and children. Again, Fox 4 Dallas reporting here that that is an island of about 87,000 people.
Yeah, so they out of here. They about to be out of here. It sounded like they was like broke trying to do all that shit that they were trying to do. That can't be the way to go. So you ain't got no lawyers. Yeah. You didn't have no way to complete the course out there in Thailand. You a weirdo and you broke. That don't. I mean, I'm not saying that you should have money, but you know, you're a weirdo because you ain't got no money to complete your weird ass endeavors. And you trying to recruit homeless motherfuckers to help you. So you gonna take the homeless people out there with you to get the diseases with you, then you gonna get diseases from them. You short stroking because you out here trying to convince kids to do, freaky shit. So it's just like, what you think you finna get out there with them Haitian women, bro? You think you finna get out there and fill the walls? You ain't gonna be able to fill no walls, little white dudes. It ain't gonna work out. You just gonna be out there madder as you drowning in the coochies that they got after you kill all the men because you them, it's not cool, bro. I'm glad it didn't work out and they got caught. You see their faces though; they look like they was on some bullshit. They did. They did. And I hope y'all that you know, some of you ladies out there that is looking for something exotic, or you what's the word I'm like, you defecting from your race. You might want to step up your screening process, to make sure you don't end up with a motherfucker that's gonna, kill you. You know what I mean? Because a white dude can screw on a black lady and not feel like they don't, they don't see no problem with that. They'll still be real fucked up to you. You know what I mean? So it don't got nothing to do with no love, bro. It's just access. So let's just move on to the next topic, man, because it was a dude that bought a storage unit and found like so much dope. I mean, I guess they didn't count the storage unit from a drug mule, and boy, it's crazy. Let me see. I don't know why, bro. This don't come on. Let me see what's going on. Okay. Let me see. Here we go. How long is it? Okay, it's only 3 minutes. Let me start it over. This on, y'all. Check this out.
The largest single seizure of fentanyl in Colorado history happening at Highlands Ranch.
Yeah, 1.7 million pills, meth, and more taken off the streets.
Fox 31's Nicole Fierro got an up-close look and is joining us live with the wild backstory behind this discovery as well. Nicole?
Yet not only is this the largest seizure in our state history, the DEA says it is the 6th largest ever in the United States. And what's even crazier is that someone bought a unit here in Highlands Ranch, the storage unit place, on auction, only to open it up and find hundreds of pounds of fentanyl.
Well, this will be quite a story to see.
An auctioned off storage unit with quite the find inside. Body camera footage shows what happened when the person who bought this unit discovered the contents.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bricks.
And called Douglas County Sheriff's deputies last Tuesday.
That's an absolute metric ton of fentanyl.
With a reminder that only 2 milligrams of fentanyl is considered a lethal dose, here laid out before you is the Colorado state record for a single seizure of fentanyl, an estimated 1.7 million counterfeit fentanyl pills, along with an additional 12 kilograms of fentanyl powder.
The powder alone, if pure, the DEA says has the potential to generate 500,000 pills for each one of these bricks.
This seizure has been linked to elements of the Sinaloa cartel, one of the most powerful cartels in Mexico.
DEA Rocky Mountain Field Division Special Agent in charge, Douglas County Sheriff, and CBI's director break down the backstory.
Earlier this year, a wiretap investigation involving many partners, including the CBI, identified a major drug trafficking organization linked to the Sinaloa cartel that funneled drugs into Colorado, led by 2 brothers. That investigation led to multiple arrests and drug seizures, but obviously not all the drugs.
The fentanyl here was sitting in a storage locker for months because
we now know that storage locker belonged to a drug courier linked to this organization.
that courier was arrested back in April, so his storage unit bill went unpaid, then went up for auction.
The individual absolutely saved countless lives because this garbage never made it to the streets.
Poison, the DEA calls it, that's pressed with a machine like this.
You simply take your binding agent, put it into the hopper, and a simple press of a button. A machine like this can produce 4,800 pills within 1 hour. It can merely take days, hours to print this much poison.
At this point, they can't tell us who that courier was that rented the storage unit here or those 2 brothers that are linked to the Sinaloa cartel here. But they do hope seeing all of those pills, hundreds of pounds of fentanyl, is showing that the cartel is infiltrating our communities in our state. Reporting live.
So they don't know. The police be so, they need so much help to do their job sometimes, bro. It's like, so you don't know who rented the storage unit out. Okay. All right. That's why it's just, I don't know. Counting on them is, I don't know. They just, I understand they got a hard job, but it cannot be that hard. You know what I mean? It just don't look like they really be trying too hard to do their job, man. They got the drugs, though. They got it off the street. They can't tie it to nobody. They said they was doing wiretaps and all that, but they still, the motherfucker got the storage and they couldn't find out who it is, where it belonged to, or nothing. They just, if it wasn't for them not paying their bill, they would have never found that shit. Yeah, I'm gonna probably do what I need to do to cut this short, a little short this evening, because it's getting late. But we got something that I think is interesting. I don't know if y'all seen the Campbell Soup thing, but a CEO from Campbell Soup dropped a dime on their ass, unbeknownst to him. So let's take a look at that real quick and see what's going on with that. Cause I don't know, and it fucked me up. I don't know what to do. I mean, I use cream of chicken, cream of mushroom, you know what I mean? And if they ain't doing right, I'm pretty sure that the other companies up under them ain't doing no. I mean, they usually make all the same shit in the same plant. They just put different labels on it. Let's see what's going on.
Former Campbell Soup Company employee is taking legal action against the food giant, and he's making some explosive allegations about one of its top executives. Good evening, and thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Ty Steele.
I'm Kimberly Gill. Those allegations are now at the center of a lawsuit claiming the company's vice president went on an hour-long tirade attacking the company's products and employees before taking aim at its customers.
And the former employee recorded it all. Eric Erickson shares that recording and what the company is saying about it.
We have shit for poor people.
And that's just part of an over an hour-long rant, says former security analyst for Campbell's, Robert Garza of Monroe.
I don't buy Campbell's products barely anymore. So healthy. Now that I know what the in it, even in a can of soup, I look at it, look at meat, bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer.
The recording allegedly of Campbell's VP and Chief Information Security Officer Martin Bally.
He has no filter.
Bally, along with another supervisor and Campbell Soup Company, named in a lawsuit filed Thursday. The suit claiming Bally made racist remarks, admits to coming to work high, and Garza fired for coming forward.
What do you think about the things that he was saying?
Oh, just pure disgust.
Garza says he usually worked remotely for Campbell's headquarters based in Camden, New Jersey, but thinking he'd be discussing his salary with Bally, he says the recording taken in person at a restaurant.
They couldn't think for the like you dumb
Garza says he felt sick after the rant, deciding to go to his direct supervisor in January, keeping the recordings to himself.
He had never had any disciplinary action. They had never written him up for poor work performance.
Garza says no one at Campbell's ever followed up, and it's taken him 10 months to find a new job, calling the way the canned soup company handled it simply terrible.
They have a motto, like we treat you like family, here at Campbell's, come work for us, we treat our employees like family. That's not the case.
We did just receive a statement from Campbell's. It says, quote, "If accurate, the comments in the recording are unacceptable. They do not reflect our values and the culture of our company. We are actively investigating this matter." We've also reached out directly to Martin Bally. Erica Erickson, Local 4.
She about to eat some soup now. What y'all about to do, bro? Cause I mean, I like I said, bro, I depend heavily on certain things, not necessarily Campbell's things, but things that are, for some of my best recipes, man, I'm gonna have to figure something else out, man. They usually modify shit. But said 3D printed chicken, that's crazy, man. He said we make for poor people. Like, wow. That's definitely like the most expensive of the soups. Like, you know what I mean? So, I mean, y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments, man. That's pretty much all I got for Is That Right? Celebrity Spotlight. We got some things that came up. Jay Diggs got arrested out here in Oklahoma for, some stuff going on back in the day, I guess 4 or 5 years ago. Put some weed pens, and I think he jumped on a chick, so they got down on him, and he might be doing. He said he was 4 to 25 years, and they tried to wipe him out. So we'll find out what's going on with that. There's too many different videos that ain't really showed the real video. I didn't want to do no other content creators rendition of what happened. I just wanted to see what happened, so I didn't find that. But something that had me laughing real hard was Lloyd. Lloyd apparently he's still out here performing, but it didn't look good. Bro is trying to do his thing on the stage. Let me let y'all see what's happening. I seen it on 50 Cent's page. It was ridiculous. But here you go. Oh, shit. The get back ain't there either. The get back ain't there. Like he just, man, we ain't gonna even to see that shit one more time. The left foot, it didn't do what it's supposed to do. Oh, shit. He got caught behind the right foot. He was embarrassed. He took him off the stage. They picked him up. That was it. I think that was it for him for the night. He went to bed after that. He went home and went to sleep. I seen some other shit with T-Boz. Let's see if we can get that shit on T-Boz prep commercial. She done took Creep and turned it into a prep commercial for the AIDS medication. Oh, can y'all see that shit? I gotta start it over. I gotta start the shit. T-Boz, what the fuck? She washed up and sold out to the pharmaceutical companies. What the fuck? I mean, obviously she need the bread, but damn.
Yes. It's me again. It's the time for empowerment, and I've got a message for you. You gotta think about sexual health, no matter what, when or with who. Yeah.
You see the little zesty nigga in the background of that? Hold on. Let's see. Look. Hold on, the volume go back down again, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah. To all you lovers out there, ain't no judgment. This is your cue. It's time to talk.
No, that shit ain't cool, bro.
Prescription prophylaxis, a part of HIV prevention.
What that nigga had on that little flimsy ass arm? Wasn't that a 5 pound weight? That big ass nigga had on his. That nigga already got AIDS. Hold on. Yeah, that's a little. That ain't even a 5 pounder, nigga. What is that?
It's time to talk about
That's a 5 pound weight, bro.
a part of HIV prevention. Oh, so you prep, yeah, don't keep it on the down low. Let all of your people know.
That cake start shaking right here.
So you prep, yeah, don't keep it on the down
Let me
low.
stop there. Hey, this.
Your partners know. Oh, so you prep, yeah.
Damn, I'm through with her, man. I can't even. What? That nigga Mac 10 and she ain't even. Let me stop. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that shit in the comments, cause I ain't with it, bro. I mean, first we had Juvenile doing whatever he was doing with the with whatever song he had for the the COVID-19 situation. Now we got her. I mean, the pharmaceutical companies probably paying though. You know, you got bills. You in LA or somewhere living, trying to get it together, man. They came with you like, hey, I got $3 million for you. You ain't had no shows or nothing. You ain't been touring or nothing in 10 or 15 years. You're like, okay, I'll take that. How much you say? We just need you to take the song. It's a classic song. And remix it so that we can sell this. You'll be saving lives, like, bro. Now you hear creep, you don't hear creep, you hear prayer. So anyway, bro, that's celebrity spotlight. Worldview, I ain't even got nothing. I mean, you know, we know what's going on out there in Venezuela right now, but that's pretty much. I ain't really got much to say as far as that. So we got. Don't be a weirdo. And on today's Don't Be a Weirdo, man. There's a dude that he set a bride on fire out of Chicago. And I don't even know if they're gonna let me show this video like that, bro. But it was a dude that set a woman on fire, man. And we're gonna let that be. Because I had another like I can't even play what I really wanted to play. I ain't gonna even talk about it. So we'll let this be the weirdo of the week right quick. Even though the two dudes that was that, but this dude don't seem like he had no remorse at all. And
also tonight, the man charged with lighting a woman on fire on the CTA train told a judge today he agrees he should stay behind bars ahead of his trial. Prosecutors called it a barbaric crime and said 50-year-old Lawrence Reed is a danger to the community. Newly filed court records obtained by NBC5 Investigates show Reed was under court-ordered electronic monitoring.
what the fuck she got on?
At the time of the crime, investigative reporter Bennett Haberly shows us what he found.
Before this most recent charge accusing him of setting a woman on fire aboard that CTA Blue Line train, Reed was placed on a 24/7 electronic monitoring device. But there are questions tonight over how closely he was watched. Cook County's Adult Probation Department filed curfew violations against him this week, but only after his arrest for the CTA attack. These court records show that 50-year-old Lawrence Reed was under court-ordered 24/7 electronic monitoring at the time that federal prosecutors say he doused a woman in flammable liquid and lit her on fire Monday while she was aboard a CTA Blue Line train. These newly filed court records show that Cook County's Adult Probation Department alleges that Reed violated the terms of his curfew multiple times in the days leading up to Monday's attack, including on November 9th, 12th.
I ain't trying to hear all that shit. They saying that he's supposed to have been prevented from doing this. The only way they know he did it is because he did it. They were supposed to have been on his ass. But he set a woman on fire, man. I thought it was gonna show the video. But I guess we can let this ride out.
13th, 14th, 15th, and again on Monday, the same day as the incident.
They
A Cook County
understand.
judge placed Reed on electronic monitoring back in August after he was accused of assaulting a social worker at McNeil Hospital, where he was receiving care. He's pleaded not guilty. It's not clear why the Adult Probation Department waited until November 19th, 2 days after the attack, to file curfew violations, nor is it clear what impact that would have had. But it does raise questions about the electronic monitoring process. In court Friday, a federal prosecutor called the train attack a barbaric crime, saying there's video of Reed at a Citgo gas station before the incident, filling his bottle with gasoline, and that the woman was on fire for nearly a minute before she was able to get help. Reed told the federal judge Friday he would represent himself and agreed he should be kept behind bars while awaiting trial, saying, "I agree of me being detained. It's for my safety. I agree with detention for my safety."
Well, you ain't got nowhere to go. It looked like his ass probably did that shit just so he'll have somewhere to go. It's cold out there in Chicago, man. But you ain't got to do that to have no place to go, man. I would imagine Lloyd is our weirdo of the week, and it's sad, and I feel bad for the lady that got set on fire. You gotta, I don't know, stop dropping and rolling with a health turn. You know what I'm saying? All together. But at the same time, bro, you could have found something else to do to get you a place to stay. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's cool that you rob a bank or something, but you could have picked a different crime in order to get that done. If that's what you were trying to do. Yeah, just leave me in jail, he say. What kind of look? You represent yourself, you know, tell him that, yeah, that's a good idea. It's for my safety. Bro didn't want to get out. He didn't want to be out. That's what it sounded like to me. I could be wrong. That's all I got for this. You know, don't be a weirdo. Don't be a weirdo. And last but not least, man, where did that story go? Ooh, there's a lady out here that worked at a 7-Eleven. And I say work because they let her go for this, but if you working at this 7-Elevens and you think that they got your back, they don't. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you a female and you working late nights by yourself, you need to do what this young lady did and keep you something on you, because ain't no telling what's gonna happen. But listen, I don't know. Let me see. Let's just let them tell you what happened, because I don't know exactly what it was play for play. I just know the gist of it and what irritated me about the story.
Tonight, we are hearing from a 7-Eleven clerk who shot a suspect in the stomach after police say he attacked her over a counterfeit bill. Fox 25's Rob Hagan joins us live tonight. Rob, I hear she just got some news from 7-Eleven.
That's right, Wendy. Good evening. Now, Stephanie Dilliard says 7-Eleven corporate called her today and fired her for using her own gun in self-defense. They say it's against company policy. She says she's lucky to be alive. 25-year-old Stephanie Dilliard was a 7-Eleven clerk who faced terror after she says a man tried to strangle her after she refused a counterfeit $100 bill for burritos, beef sticks, and ice cream. It happened Thursday, just before midnight.
He threatened me, said that he was going to slice my head off. And then that's when I tried to call the police. Realized he started throwing things at me, came behind the counter. I tried to run off, but he grabbed his hands around my neck and pushed me out of the counter space. That's when I pulled out my gun and I shot him.
Police say the suspect, 59-year-old Kenneth Thompson, ran to MacArthur Boulevard.
Kenneth sound like an abusive ass motherfucker. But he going through it. He's struggling. He trying to get something to eat. He want a beef stick and something to drink. And he tried to cash a fake $100 bill. He should have probably bought some more shit. But anyway, he wanted some real cash. He trying to buy some dope too. And I'm just assuming that's what happened. But then did she do what the fuck she was supposed to do? Let me let them finish telling the story first.
Northwest 34th Street and called 911. Police say Dilliard is protected under Oklahoma's self-defense law, but she says 7-Eleven Human Resources fired her Monday morning for using her own gun.
Said that they were going to separate from employment because of a violation of policy.
Dilliard says she was working by herself from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. for more than 2 years. On Monday, she still had a scratch on her neck and burns on her finger from firing the pistol.
This was a situation where I felt like I was put in a corner between choosing between my job and my life. And I'm always going to choose my life because there's people that depend on me. I'm going home. You know, that's my goal. I need to be here for my kids.
Thompson was arrested at the hospital and charged with assault and battery, threatening acts of violence, trying to pass a fake bill, and a felony warrant for violating parole. Dilliard hopes this incident serves as a wake-up call so no other clerks get hurt or killed, especially women.
If I known that, you know, there's a potential where somebody could be for real in taking my life away, that I will do whatever it takes. You know, I hope that, you know, women see that and, you know, they'll do the same thing. You have the right to defend yourself.
Yeah, man, you do. Stephanie, you're our activated individual of the week. I don't know. If y'all know who she is, tell her to reach out to me. We'll see what we can do about getting her some work, man. She need to get her a little license or something so she can shoot people. If she that, you know, she that cold with it, you know what I mean? Put your hair up and put her a uniform on and get ready to shoot somebody if she needs to, bro. Y'all, she in the wrong business. You understand what I'm saying? But no, it's Jamison Ballard, man. That's all I got for y'all this evening, man. I hope I entertained y'all and gave y'all something y'all can take with y'all throughout the rest of the week. And I appreciate y'all sticking with me through this late night, man. But that's pretty much all I got, man. So it's me signing off. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and I'll see y'all next time. Have a good one.